Welcome back to the Essentially You podcast. I am your host, Dr. Marisa Snyder, and I'm here to help you rock your hormones and feel great in your body so that you can reclaim more energy, vitality, and joy and become the CEO of your health. Let's jump on in. Hey, one more thing. Did you know that one of the biggest nutrient deficiencies that I see in people, especially women, is a magnesium deficiency? It's because we burn through this super mineral so quickly. Now, this powerful mineral packs a massive punch because magnesium is involved in over 600 reactions in the body. Now, it is your best friend if you need more energy, better sleep, a faster metabolism, improved digestion, and not to mention happier periods. And you can quickly replenish your magnesium levels with my Essentially Whole Magnesium Restore supplement made with my favorite form of magnesium, magnesium glycinate. Use promo code podcast and get 10% off your entire order at drmarisa.com/magnesium. Now I'll have the link in the show notes for this episode to make it easy. Go and try it out today. I know there are days when you feel like you have nothing in the tank and you're not even sure how you're going to get everything done that you already committed to. Because there's nothing worse than feeling stressed and drained, knowing you have so much more to do, because then you really start to dread the rest of your day. So how do we recover from massive energy drain and feeling overwhelmed? Obviously, lifestyle strategies can help, right? Things like protecting your sleep at all costs, walking outside in nature, even for 5 minutes in the morning, staying hydrated, eating life-giving foods and fiber, saying no to the things that simply do not serve you anymore, right? But if you are needing some much needed support like yesterday, well, today is your lucky day because I'm going to share the 5 super potent adaptogenic herbs that will change your life. See, the juice is worth the squeeze when it comes to these powerful herbs. Now, first off, I want you to know that I am a major fan of adaptogenic herbs. They literally saved my life more than once, but especially about a decade ago when I had major energy deficiency. They pulled me out of a dark place. And what I love about them is that you can pretty much use as much as you want at any time in your life without any major worrisome side effects. Although some of these are not recommended while pregnant or breastfeeding and when you're dealing with a thyroid issue or autoimmune conditions. So if those are concerns or you think that there may be something that contradicts you taking an adaptogen, always check in with your practitioner just in case. Even better, they are phenomenal during the perimenopause into menopause transition. Honestly, I've seen women rock and get the most benefit when they're using adaptogens in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, right? So what are adaptogens? Now that you see they're in drinks, they're in tinctures, they're in supplements, they're pretty much everywhere, which honestly, I think is great. Simply put, they are plants that increase your body's resistance to stress. And they do this by supporting and modulating the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, also known as the HPA axis, and what I like to call here on the show, the stress response system. Now, it is the neuroendocrine system that controls your reactions to stressors and regulates various body functions such as digestion, immune system function, insulin and blood sugar, metabolism, mood, even your body temperature. Now, the job of adaptogens is to play in modulating that HPA axis, and this can really vary. They can also do a lot of other things, but ultimately, they calm that HPA axis down so that you aren't quick to upregulate your stress response system when you encounter perceived stressors over time. And that means that you're not releasing excess amounts of cortisol and adrenaline and norepinephrine, which can lead to chronic stress over time. Now, adaptogens have been studied in both animals and isolated neuronal cells, and obviously people too. And researchers have found that they have several effects on the body. They obviously combat fatigue, they enhance mental performance, they ease depression and anxiety, and they really help you to thrive rather than muddle through life. Adaptogens can help boost overall health and specifically help people with the mental and physical fatigue that comes with an ongoing amount of stress, pain and inflammation due to osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, sleep problems, hormonal imbalances that affect the central nervous system, for example, by producing the energy the body needs to use nutrients more effectively. So in a nutshell, they increase mental work capacity, enhance attention and focus, and prevent stress and fatigue. And honestly, who doesn't want that, right? Sign me up. Adaptogens have also been shown to help people with cardiovascular health issues and certain neurological disorders, especially ones that may happen more frequently as individuals age, which I personally love because we need to be focused more on our cardiometabolic health, especially as we transition from perimenopause into menopause. And as I mentioned, they hack your stress. So, how does this work? How do adaptogens actually hack your stress? I know I've shared this on the show before, but it's probably been a while. So, when you're faced with a physical or mental stressor, your body goes through a process known as general adaptation syndrome. So, general adaptation syndrome is a three-stage response: alarm, resistance, and exhaustion. So, what's so great about adaptogens is they can help you stay in the resistance phase longer via stimulating the effect that holds off the exhaustion. Instead of crashing during a stressful moment, a task, or an event, you find balance and carry on. Now, adapting to stress helps you to perform and feel better despite the situation and helps to improve your health and overall well-being. And so this is what I love so much about adaptogens is that they can help buffer stressful situations down the line and how you manage those. So basically, they up-level your stress resilience. Now, what's important to note is that often when we are in a stressed situation, our adrenal glands release a lot of stress hormone known as cortisol, right? And that gives you the energy to tackle that emergency. But as we know, frequent releases of high levels of cortisol, and let me tell you, some of us are releasing cortisol 25 to 50 times a day. Our bodies weren't meant for that. And what ends up happening is this leads to cortisol dysfunction, which can trigger widespread inflammation and pain. It can deregulate our blood sugar levels, putting us on a blood sugar roller coaster. It can mess with our metabolism, and it can also mess with our gut health. So using adaptogens can help us manage that stress in the short term, but also helps us to reduce the risk of long-term complications to persistent stress. Because what I always talk about is stress is one of the most insidious root causes of disease today, right? It is the driver of inflammation. And if we can get stress under control, right, that it kind of feels like the silent killer out there, we have a much better chance of long-term longevity. So I want to share my favorite adaptogens and their benefits today. And my recommendation is to give 1 to 2 or 3 of them a try based on your needs. And the ones that I frequently love the most are going to be ashwagandha, holy basil, and rhodiola. Now, ashwagandha is a personal favorite because it has such a calming effect. Now, I'm not going to lie, I do like the stimulating ones, but I know I need a little bit of calming down every now and again. So what I love about ashwagandha is it increases your DHEA, thereby reducing cortisol and lowering anxiety and depression. It also lowers overwhelm and that need to just be on the go, go, go. I like to describe it as a relaxant, but it also has this kind of relaxed, energized, and focused kind of feel. It actually reminds me of matcha in that way. It's like a relaxed focus. So it's not like you are taking a sedative. It just means that you're just more focused without the stress. If you can imagine that. So ashwagandha helps to prevent brain fog. It preserves brain health. It protects against cognitive impairment, making it a great solution for brain fog issues if you're struggling with it. Ashwagandha is fantastic for reducing stress and anxiety. In a 2019 study, researchers found that overwhelmed and exhausted adults taking 250 to 600 milligrams a day for 8 weeks saw a significant reduction in serum cortisol and stress levels, as well as great improvement in their overall sleep quality. Another study published the same year really found the same exact results, showing that a dosage of 240 milligrams a day lowered levels of anxiety and stress, as well as levels of morning cortisol in groups of adults who really struggled with stress. Now, as an anti-inflammatory, ashwagandha is extremely helpful during perimenopause and menopause, when systemic inflammation levels can really rise. And because ashwagandha lowers cortisol, it helps with insulin sensitivity and blood sugar control, which you know I love, making you less inclined to store fat, especially belly fat. That's the thing about cortisol, is it forces you to store belly fat. You know, every time I see like just belly fat on women and maybe not anywhere else, I'm almost always going to focus on cortisol first. So my recommended dosage usually is around 200 to 250 milligrams. I love it in my Adrenal Love supplement. Personally, I have 3 of the mega adaptogenic herbs that I'm focusing on today in the Adrenal Love supplement ashwagandha, along with rhodiola and Siberian ginseng, right? So I'm going to be talking about those as well. Now, what I love about the combination between ashwagandha and rhodiola is that it's like the yin and the yang together, like they work so beautifully. But ashwagandha works great with rhodiola, a Siberian ginseng, and holy basil. And so if you combine ashwagandha in the evening with holy basil and magnesium, my goodness, you are going to feel so much more rested. You're going to get that deep, restful sleep that you've been longing for. So just a consideration when you're thinking about these adaptogenic herbs, those three go really well together. Now, a note of caution, just because it's important to note that if you're taking a synthetic thyroid medication, definitely consider avoiding this adaptogen. So what I recommend instead is taking holy basil. And honestly, that's what leads me right into holy basil. Again, another calming and relaxing adaptogen, also known as Tulsi. Due to holy basil's ability to combat stress, improve blood sugar stability, act as a powerful antioxidant, and enhance immune system function while reducing anxiety, depression, and poor sleep, it is revered in traditional medicine for its ability to promote healthy body, mind, and soul. Holy basil is known to broadly benefit overall metabolic health, and the most recent studies have concluded that it is an effective treatment for lifestyle-related chronic disease, including diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and chronic stress. Now, my recommended dosage for this is 500 milligrams per day. And if you're looking for a great holy basil tea recipe, I have an adrenal holy basil tea recipe in my latest book, The EO Menopause Solution. I will have a link to the book inside of the show notes. I have some incredible tonics and yummy tinctures, supplement recommendations, and obviously the 21-day hormone makeover plan is in there as well. Worth getting the book just for part 3 of the book, where you get the whole plan for, gosh, like $20, right? It is so worth it. Up next is probably, I have to say, one of my absolute favorite adaptogens, because I will tell you, this one moves mountains, especially if you're exhausted and drained. Rhodiola is the best at combating fatigue and improving cognitive function. Rhodiola is known as the golden root and is a natural stimulant that helps balance out neurotransmitters like serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine. I mean, 3 that we absolutely need to rock our day. And research suggests that it may promote neurogenesis, the formation of new brain cells. So it's like fertilizer for the brain. A 2012 study found that rhodiola was helpful at alleviating brain fog and mental exhaustion. And I don't know about you, but like the amount of mental bandwidth it takes to be a part of your community, help your family, take care of your partner, do your job, it's insane. No wonder women are so drained, especially on the mental level, as we approach perimenopause and beyond. And this is why I love rhodiola. Rhodiola also does have selective estrogen reuptake modulator capacity, so it can help delay or mitigate perimenopause and menopause-related cognitive, psychological, cardiovascular, and osteoporotic conditions, all things that we need to focus on once we hit midlife. In a nutshell, here's what you can expect from this mega super adaptogen. It improves concentration and alertness, lowers irritability and anxiety, and helps you start firing on all cylinders again within a couple of weeks. I'm talking about 14 days. You are a completely different person with rhodiola. My recommended dosage is 150 to 500 milligrams per day. I also recommend doing it early because it is stimulating. It's meant to up-level your energy levels. And as far as cautions are concerned, it can lower blood pressure slightly. And that's often a good thing for women, but just a heads up, if you already have very low blood pressure, and I don't recommend it for people on immune suppressants or MAOI inhibitors, known as like that class of antidepressants. So those are just some considerations for rhodiola. Otherwise, go and get yourself some. Number 4 is Schisandra, is known as magnolia berry. I love Schisandra because it boosts mental performance and it is also a bit stimulating. So you can see that I love the extra stimulating ones. And I love it because I am committed to this being my healthiest year. And my commitment is to get stronger. I think strong is the new sexy. And to really help boost endurance. So I love Schisandra because it is an endurance builder. Schisandra works by stimulating the central nervous system, improving cognition, and balancing neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. It also improves mental clarity, alertness, and energy. Schisandra is also a phytoestrogen similar to rhodiola. So it acts as a weak form of estrogen in the body, which is great for women at the end of perimenopause and into menopause because it helps modulate the estrogen swings and eases the estrogen drama. It's also great at reducing hot flashes and night sweats. A 2016 study of women between the ages of 40 and 70 who suffered several menopausal symptoms like insomnia, brain fog, hot flashes, palpitations, and low mood. After taking Schisandra, they saw marked improvement in all of these areas, especially in the palpitations, the hot flashes, and the night sweats. Lastly, it improves endurance by boosting mitochondrial function, which you know I love, and increasing blood vessel compliance. So my recommended dose here is 500 milligrams to 2 grams per day of the extract, or 1.5 to 6 grams of the crude Schisandra daily. So it comes in powder form as well. So you can get it in a tincture extract or a powder form. In powder form, you can literally just put it in your coffee. It's got like a little bit of a nutty flavor and it goes well with coffee. I don't use it in my coffee right now, but I know a lot of women who do. And then the last one, number 5, is known as Siberian ginseng. Now, this is another stimulant. I did focus on 2 relaxants, right? Holy basil and ashwagandha. And then I've got my 3 stimulants. What I love so much about Siberian ginseng is that it increases central nervous system function. As a stimulant, it boosts energy levels, contain compounds known to help overcome exhaustion. Studies have found that consuming this significantly increases your point of literally boosts your energy levels so that you can get rid of exhaustion. But this and rhodiola are mega energy boosters. It improves cognitive function by increasing circulation and blood flow to the brain, improving mental functions as well as memory, alertness, and concentration. Now, what I also love about it is it's been shown to reduce insulin resistance, and it is being considered for the management of type 2 diabetes. A 2013 study found that 480 milligrams a day of the Siberian ginseng significantly lowered fasting and post-meal blood sugar levels in subjects with type 2 diabetes. So more and more research is being done here. And many more studies show that it helps to boost energy, metabolism, and physical performance in study participants. It has a very positive effect on the cardiovascular system, improving blood flow and blood pressure. In a nutshell, similar to rhodiola, it can pull you out of feeling extremely depleted and mentally exhausted and give you the energy to really start moving your body again. Also, if your goal is to get stronger and to have more endurance, this is your adaptogen. When considering my adrenal love support or any adrenal blend, you want to make sure that it's got a number of these adaptogens. You want to make sure that you've got adaptogens that are going to make a big difference, not only in stress resilience, but overall physical energy, mental clarity, alertness, and bandwidth. So of the 5 that I shared with you today, my adrenal love blend that I loved creating has rhodiola, Siberian ginseng, and ashwagandha. I was thinking about when I was dealing with bone-crushing fatigue and a brain that just felt like it was constantly glitching all the time. I knew that I needed more than yoga, more than sleep, and more than nutrition. I needed a solution that was really going to turn the tide for me. And these 3 adaptogens made the biggest impact in the shortest amount of time. They really gave me a win and inspired me to keep going to make more healthy changes. And sometimes we just need the win. Especially as I navigate and pivot through perimenopause and into menopause, I know that I'm going to need all the support that I can get to stay sharp, to have great energy, to have great endurance, and to manage my stress and my moods. And that's literally what Adrenal Love delivers. I'm talking about mega delivers. Along with activated B vitamins, vitamin C, licorice root, and American ginseng, this supplement was tailor-made to get you back on your feet, even if you're literally crawling on the floor because you feel so tired and depleted. What Adrenal Love does differently is supports energy production from the source, not just masks your fatigue with Band-Aid energy like caffeine or whatever else could be on the market. Instead, these are herbs and nutrients in Adrenal Love to optimize cellular production, cortisol balance, metabolism, neurotransmitters, and more innate mechanisms in your body that are designed to produce actual energy. Talking about sustainable energy. You will feel a marked difference in 14 to 20 days when you're taking Adrenal Love. And the recommended dosage is 3 capsules per day in the morning with breakfast so that you are feeling your best all day long. Or you can break it up. Take 2 capsules with breakfast and 1 with lunch. But you want to make sure you're taking it during the day when you are utilizing your energy and when you need it most. Now, if you're ready for more sustainable energy and mental endurance to go and just kill it in the world, right? To feel amazing again, I want you to go and check out the Adrenal Love. Honestly, go and grab a bottle, get one for your friend, get one for your partner. The link will be in the show notes, or you can go to drmarisa.com/store. It's one of my top 5 best-selling supplements, obviously, so it's super easy to find. And if you are loving these tips today, be sure to subscribe for more easy tips to heal your hormones and to upgrade your health.